Hello, Cardstack community. I'm Chris C., the founding director of the Cardstack Project, coming to you from the land of the Web3. It's been a while since we have a chat over the video format. I want to give you an update on our beta test program for CardPay and Card Wallet, two crucial pieces of technology that's at the center of the Cardstack ecosystem. So today, I'm going to basically spend some time walking you through a quick demo of where we are with the private beta. Thank you so much for the community members who have volunteered to help us work out on different devices, on different scenarios, and different wallets to make sure that our workflow is extremely smooth. This particular beta test will become public beta once we finish a couple of remaining features, which we'll talk a little bit about later in this talk. So let me jump right in. Cardstack is positioned as the experience layer of Web3, which means that we are trying to provide a cohesive experience so that users, this happy face here, is able to access the Web3 without those frustration of high gas fees or slow transactions or any type of weird unconnected dApps you have to jump around for. We want to provide 3 layers. So Cardstack is 3 projects in one. We want to provide a wallet that you can download that compares very well to Silicon Valley apps or even apps from a centralized company like WeChat or Alipay, where once you download that app, you can unlock all this capability that you can tap into. And instead of having to go to different places to use it, we have this Cardstack environment, which provide a software composability framework, as well as a no-code tool based on JavaScript, so you can actually access multiple tools. The first one being CardPay, which is a DeFi payment protocol. And then later on, and once we added the layout cards we're working on right now, then you can create your own website or even your own DAO and dashboard for it. But these components are fit within this uniform mobile application as well as a cohesive web-based dApp environment. So it's like a super dApp that you go to one place and then we orchestrate and connect different protocols, some of which is ours, like CardPay, Card Reward, and Card Commerce. Some of the will be other ones, maybe connect to other protocol in the DeFi's and the DAO space as they mature. But you will be going to one place, that is your own personal space, and that personal space essentially bring the interface together so you can work through them in one place. So the first step is to provide fast and easy and cheap payments. Payments is one of those things that you would expect that would have been solved by now on crypto. You would think that people will be using Bitcoin to pay each other, but it's actually pretty tricky to make sure that we have not only fast transaction, but also cheap. In networks like Ethereum, transactions could come to 30 to 50 bucks. So you really need to be doing $500 or more of transaction until it makes sense to clear it using a mainnet style blockchain. But with CardPay, we're doing it on layer 2, which also means that we have to do a lot of work in getting tokens in and out from layer 1 to layer 2. And that's what we have done with CardPay and the CardBridge technology underneath it. Card Wallet is optimized for layer 2. So it has, for example, gasless transactions. So you don't have to worry about gas at all. And when you're done, you just use the confirmation dialog box and we've improved it so it's not some random jumbo JSON. Actually explain to you this payment transaction that's going on chain, what is actually happening. So within the CardPay protocol, we have some very nice enhanced confirmation screen that explain to you exactly what's going on. And this particular capability extends to other modules within this Cardstack environment, including the well-anticipated card space, which is the second area on this Cardstack dApp, the super dApp. And this adds decentralized web hosting, and that allows us to put storefront information, put media information on it, and extensible through a catalog of cards that is based on our JavaScript framework. So we will actually provide merchants who are signing up with CardPay and using Card Wallet as a consumer payment, the ability to create a storefront in the near future. The smart contract for the storefront is already done. We're just trying to integrate it into the UI so that people can actually experience a connect wallet-based checkout workflow versus having to pull your credit card. As far as the core infrastructure that we have actually done in this set of card pay things is this workflow engine. There are some fairly complicated multi-step process in a payment network, especially ones that involve layer 1, layer 2. At least you have to do deposit to be able to bring mainnet token like DAI, stablecoin, or USDC or card token to layer 2, and that workflow is completely decentralized, and you can use it. And I actually have done some demos of that already, so I'm not going to repeat that today. You can issue a prepaid card, which is creating prepackaged balances that you can give to people. One of the nice things about prepaid cards is that you can put a balance at a certain denomination, just give it away, or you can sell it when someone gives you cash or in exchange for other type of tokens or NFT. The most exciting thing for prepaid card is merchant gift cards. So you can actually buy a balance, maybe even in a retail store, and they will give you this gift card balance on your phone, and then you can use it to spend and redeem certain things online. You can also set up a merchant account, which is creating a new save, and these are all things that is now part of the private beta. Thank you for those that have been working to help us not only improve each of this workflow, but the workflow engine, the ability to deal with the tracking and the animation, and dealing with multiple wallets a lot of times is quite complex. Today we're going to demo the withdrawal earnings in mainnet. So if you actually is a merchant and you kind of earn some money on this layer 2 or low cost network, you might want to every day or every week take that earning and bring it back to mainnet, where you can buy some NFT or send it to your favorite fiat on-ramp and or centralized exchange to go into your bank account. So many other workflows like reserving a card space or setting up a NFT collection will all use the same workflow engine that we have hopefully perfected throughout this journey. So the demo today, there's two. One is on a mobile-to-mobile customer merchant payment. Our scenario here is a coffee shop. So I have two phones. One phone is a phone representing the customer. So there's an iPhone that is the customer called Wilson is bringing, and the second one is the coffee shop clerk or owner or cashier that's using. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So if the customer, in this case Wilson, who has bought something before and say, hey, I would like to have Americano, then the person who's the clerk would say, okay, let me go into my merchant card, click request payment and say, Americano will be $2.25. So confirms the amount. And then this is the payment intent. And all the customer has to do is to come here and scan this QR code and then decide which of the prepaid balance that he would like to use. So I'm using the top one and say select card. And this is actually sending a transaction directly on chain. So this is sending it through the relayer, which is a gasless transaction. No, there's no gas fee because the merchant actually gets reimbursed by the gas fee. So the merchant pays the fees for how much it costs to send this transaction online. So you can go out here and click on View on Block Scout and actually see, that this was actually sent into the smart contract and interact with it, and it has a 1 grade gas price, which is quite cheap because it's a layer 2 network. So that's how it works. The merchant can now see the recent activity, which is this coffee that was bought, and then be able to say, okay, this is my learning over time. This unclaimed revenue is adding into the revenue pool that if you are ready to, you can actually pay a little fee and claim that, try again, into your own personal save. So we wait until the, it's kind of like a settlement at the end of the night where you bring this information that exists in this pool into your own personal save. Once you claim the revenue, then it becomes an available balance. And this available balance means that it's on the layer 2 network. You can certainly spend it like layer 2, but let's say you want to bring this back into layer 1 for either exiting to a fiat on-ramp or to play and buy an NFT and stuff like that. What you can then do is to take the next step, which is the next demo, which is take this particular balance and say, let me go and withdraw it with the help of the workflow tool of the dApp. So you come to Card Pay, and you want to move the tokens, and you want to withdraw those tokens through our bridge software. And what this does is that through the connected MetaMask, it checks whether you have enough balance and tells you it takes about 87 cents to actually withdraw this token, because you have to pay the fee to bring this token back to mainnet, because mainnet every transaction costs. That seems okay. So you keep going and you go to your wallet. So instead of bringing it from your depot, you want to take it from your merchant account, right? Your merchant account, you just earn this 137. Let me bring $100. So I would say how much you want to withdraw, and I want to do $100 worth. And this is because of DAI and it's a little bit more in USD value, but let's measure in DAI. And this is now where we have to go to the mobile app and say, do you want to withdraw this fund? So this is a very nice looking transaction that summarizes what you're going, and I say, okay, let me go confirm. And that allows me to like, okay, now the next step happens and it begins the bridging. It execute a transaction on Soko, which is the actual movement into the bridge, and that's completed. And then the next step is the Bridge Explorer. This is a little bit slower in a testnet. This is a testing infrastructure, and this provides essentially the information necessary to give the smart contract in mainnet the information. So now the mainnet smart contract knows that you are ready to bridge this information back to your own account. So this is already landed on mainnet. We're just waiting for this final step called the claim token step. So we have to sign an additional request. And this is where you have to pay the ETH to actually move this from the bridged pool to your own wallet in MetaMask. And now this is the completion. You withdrew your earnings, which hopefully is more than $100 if you run a coffee shop for a day. And this shows what the remaining balance are in this particular depot, and you can return to the dashboard. So these tools, including other tools that we have included here, such as depositing token, if you want to bridge some token, creating a merchant services, and soon the ability to actually issue and buy, issue prepaid card you can do, but buy prepaid card directly from this thing. So the dashboard and the wallet works very nicely together to provide this kind of cohesive experience. What you have seen just now actually includes a lot of stuff. So it includes the use of a smart contract wallet for modeling prepaid cards in the merchant account. Merchant account right now currently only have one owners, but in the future, because we're based on multi-sig, we can actually add multiple owners. So you can have like a team that owns a t-shirt shop, and you can all have different type of access to that same merchant account using the DAO features of Nodes Safe. It's on XDAI chain. We have Chainlink Oracle that tells us how much a DAI is worth. So we make sure we, no matter which stablecoin you use to support it with the card pay, you're getting the fair conversion value to fiat, so which is the local currency. And we use Wallet Connect to connect all that stuff. The thing that excited us most is we have actually added quite a bit of information in the prepaid card system to support this fiat on-ramp. So a fiat on-ramp has the ideal experience is that you can just go launch the app and buy using Apple Pay a prepaid card. And once you have a prepaid card, you have all the things you need to interact. So we are working on this bridging infrastructure so that instantly when you buy the tokens, it immediately provision a prepaid card on layer 2 with no bridging infrastructure. So all the smart contract that is already written, we're just waiting for wiring up this particular UI, and then it will be included in the beta program and will go out there and allow you to have the seamless experience where if you want to use card pay and a card wallet pay for something, you can buy the balance and spend it within about a minute. And then it's not limited to just like in person. You know, the cameras and the phones are very convenient. You can scan each other and then pay each other and buy products and stuff like that, which is very similar to initial use case for these checkout widgets on the iPhone. But you can also actually create a donation module, which we're adding to Cardspace in concurrent development. So you can create a QR code and then show it on a web page when you click on this button. This is completely non-custodial, so you don't have to wait for any, you don't need to count on another party clearing your transactions going directly from a wallet to the blockchain to the other person's wallet. So we are almost ready to launch. Looking at our feature roadmap, we're about 95% feature complete. The iOS wallet and web apps are stable enough for use, and we're just fixing some data consistency bugs so that when you have the transaction, we pull new data, so we make sure that we don't have any stale data in the app. The smart contract has actually already passed through 2 rounds of security audits, so they are been looked at and they are deemed to be as secure as a project that has built on really strong foundation like OpenSep and Gnosis. The iOS will ship first. We're adding more features, completing the features on iOS before doing the refinement for Android. Card Pay and Card Wallet, JavaScript application. Card Wallet is a React Native, so it's by its design, it support both iOS and Android. We just have to do some refinement to make sure that it fits nicely within the Android semantics. Card Pay is the first thing that we're shipping, but we're working on Card Space and Card Catalog concurrently. Card Space is obviously the way we will provide storefronts so that there's something to buy. So the smart contract for the based on the Zora protocol for a storefront and NFT for stock company units, kind of like a online e-commerce catalog, is already done. We're just porting it to integrate with the prepaid card system. And then Card Catalog, that infrastructure and that R&D has continuous going on. We have a dedicated team focusing on making sure that we can extend this workflow system and these set of modular cards to other use cases as well. Last time we talked about all the different SaaS products that are going to port to Web3. We're focusing on the features of this center item. So we talk about, like Stripe, we have the prepaid card, we have the revenue merchants, and we have the bridge, which is like Swift, which is how you do wire transfer internationally, deposit and withdraw of these tokens. So, and we have the beginning of the Square aspects of it, this whole register and being able to bill each other and type in the amount for something. And we're adding inventory, not only for prepaid card, but for NFT. So we're focused on this center aisle, moving up to the card space modularity, so you can actually add more e-commerce capability within that some modular space. And you already saw some of the workflow, kind of chat-like a thing. You can't chat with anybody else yet. You're only chatting with the bot. But yeah, the infrastructure is ready so that you can actually negotiate with each other, maybe doing a big deal, and then have both sides sign and transact online using a similar workflow thread that you have seen. So our aim is to replace all the SaaS tools that exist out there that business use with open Web3 alternative. That all you need is a wallet to connect, and then you have access to all these tools. And then those tools are all built on Cardstack, and more importantly, paid for using Card Pay. So if you're using a new app, either through monthly subscription or like buying a license to it, or upgrading or donating to the developer, you will use Card Pay as a way to share some of the value. And that's the exciting thing about having this infrastructure of Card Pay underneath us, is that not only do we have the ability to do rewards, so spend mining, so you spend $100 and you get $5 or even $50 worth of rewards from different parties who want to promote their products or to give you a reward for loyalty. That's coming next. But more importantly, that payment infrastructure allows anybody to create a merchant account, to create the ability to receive funds. So a developer can now receive funds for upsell, that they have new templates or new features that have released off an open source toolkit, but people want that kind of a relationship with the creator, the developer, and that's what Card Pay make that much easier to do than to have every developer come up with figure out how to get a credit card processing machine. It's all based on that one unified experience and connected all together. So I hope this was helpful demo of where we are and what is left for us to do, mostly on the fiat on-ramp and the storefront, for us to bring this whole experience to the market. This is certainly a very, very early part of our product vision, but it's very, very much the infrastructure that we needed to support all this bridging and relay and gasless transaction, layer 1, and all this stuff and layer 2 capability, signing requests, improving the security of the confirmation dialog, biometrics for Face ID and Touch ID. All these things are part of the Cardstack experience and that infrastructure that we are demonstrating through this narrow but focused use case for Card Pay and Card Wallet. Thank you very much for your time today, and we'll give you guys more updates as we finish the private beta program and get ready for a public beta. The public beta will be likely on mainnet right away, so we're going to be using real dies, maybe small amount, between the two networks, so you can actually make some money and use the QR code, whether it's in person or through a Zoom or on the website or sharing a link between it, and make it the first really low cost and complete non-custodial payment service, fulfilling the original promise of what blockchain and cryptocurrency can bring. Hopefully, Card Pay becomes the wedge that people discover. Our cohesive experience, our obsession with details, our willingness as a project to take on a mobile app, a dApp, as well as smart contract and an infrastructure for it. I feel very, very proud, and I thank my team for all the work to work through some really, really complicated integration tasks to make this happen. And I can't wait until everybody has a copy of Card Wallet from the Play Store and the App Store, and let's do some transactions together on chain. So thank you very much. Until next time, I'll talk to you again.